What's going on, guys? Chris here with my off-grid adventure. Today I want to take you on a tour of my homestead here in early spring in northern Canada. So let's dive into it. So I guess we'll start here at the kitchen. Let's flick on a light. This is my kitchen. I had hand built the live edge countertops. Features this underslung sink with water, which is pretty cool when you're off grid to have two wells on your property. One's a dug well and the other one's a sand point, which I had put in. So if you're interested in putting in a sand point, I do have another video in my do-it-yourself projects on how to install a sand point. So yeah, the kitchen is pretty cool. Standard hot water tank underneath here, a smaller jet pump over here. I can either use the jet pump or I can use a submersible pump because I have two wells. Your standard fridge, freezer, small pantry right here. This is my living quarters. Small couch. It has a pull-out bed, so if I ever have company, which I usually don't, but they have somewhere to sleep. Have a small little incubator going on over here. Have some chicks that are going to be hatching out. It's my wood stove. This is how I heat my place in the dead cold of winter. Sometimes they get down to minus 40 out here without the wind. Over here, I've started some seedlings for my garden. We're gonna go take a look at the raised beds. Here's a couple chicks that have hatched out, guys. Usually I'd never have my chicks inside the house, but since we've had some really cold nights and days, literally we just had a blizzard roll in 3 days ago and the snow's just finally melting. It's plus 14 today, so. These are my fruit trees. I plan on having these fruit trees in this sunken greenhouse out here. Gonna have some patio furniture, and this actually doubles my living quarters. So right now my house is only 16 feet by 24 feet long with 16-foot ceilings, which is kind of sweet. Kind of sounds like it's raining out. Hopefully not. That could disrupt the tour. But yeah, the sunken greenhouse is also 24 feet long by 16 feet wide. So it actually, my living quarters is 32 feet by 24 feet with a loft upstairs. This is where I sleep. Let's go check it out. All right. I didn't clean the house for this video, so my apologies if it's not up to your standards. Boom. This is my bed. This is where I bring my content to you guys. I have a little work area. Has a nice overlay of the homestead up here. We're gonna be fencing all this pasture in. My horses, or my horse and my brother's horse, my brother and his wife's horse, are gonna be coming here hopefully maybe within a month. So that's super exciting. I've never really actually had my own horse on my own property, so that's gonna be quite the learning curve. But boom, over there, that's my 8 kilowatt solar system. This windmill, that's what gives aeration into the trout pond over here. We're gonna dive into that, but we're gonna start here in the bedroom, kind of where I hang my clothes. I have a small bureau up here in my work area. I use Starlink for my high-speed internet. Yeah, it's pretty well basic. I'll give you a quick little look-ski from how it looks up top. This is my deer antler chandelier. I picked all these antlers last winter. Collected them all up and decided I needed to do something with them, so I built that. Some deer. That's my primary source of meat here on the homestead. But this year, that's gonna change because we've done a few things. Just gonna put my boots on, all right? Okay, boots are on. We're going outside. Let's go see what's up out there. Hey, Cash. This is my dog, Cash. That's No Name Cat. She's pregnant. I have one other cat named Gracie. She's a doll. This is my chicken tractor, guys. This is where I'm going to be raising my own meat birds this year. So, I'm quite excited about this. I had just built it maybe about 2 weeks ago, but it's all out of recycled goods. This is actually an old wall tent, aluminum wall tent here that I use for the basic framing, some chicken mesh. And these casters over here, I'm going to be putting these on the outside, welded these hinges, and I'm going to be able to drag this around my yard, letting those meat birds feed on the new fresh grass. So that will help cut the feed cost down and give me a better quality meat. So that's a chicken tractor. Let's go check some more stuff out. This is my hen house. It's also known as the Clucking Hen Palace. It's quite prestigious around here, so yeah. These are my raised beds. You can tell we're having a bit of an issue with the chickens. As they free range, they really like to scratch everything up. I had to hand shovel all this dirt in here. These closer ones, I was able to use a tractor to fill them up. But these further beds, I had to go in with a shovel. This is my bean trellis. This is where my beans grow in the summertime. They climb up there. This is my cucumber trellis. They all kind of get hanging out, I guess. This is where I grow some corn. Oh. Lock this up. So that's pretty well the garden. In about a month it's gonna look quite different, but that's where my chickens stay in the wintertime. On nice sunny days they like to come out here. The poly keeps the snow like out of the coop, so it gives them a nice area to get into some sun and get scratching around on some dirt. Okay, all right. This is my front walkway. The sand here, well, I guess I should say the soil. Hey, Cash. Yes. This. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. Yes, you're a good boy. Yes. This is my walkway. I had made it out of just Ziploc bags and concrete. Now you'd say that'd take a long time to do, but it didn't. I just mixed half a bag at a time. Sometimes if I was feeling ambitious, I would do a whole bag of concrete, but relatively a very cheap project to do, and it's a game changer. All the sand usually gets brushed off on here before we go into the house, so that's super sweet. I was having problems with a lot of sand with Cash and the cats coming in and out of the house. This front walkway really eliminates most of the sand. This is my cold lock system. So as you can see over here, this is my sunken greenhouse. But in the wintertime when it's super cold, I wanted to be able to go into my sunken greenhouse from the outside, but not have that really cold Arctic wind blow in. So it's a 2-stage door. This is all insulated. I'd repurposed some old garage doors. They're aluminum and they're insulated well as well. So made this little bed because my cat's pregnant. I'm hoping that she gives birth there and not in the woods or something. But this is the sunken greenhouse. It's still a project, of course. I've been trying to find time to finish this job off. I have a lot of loose insulation that I need to clean up and finish installing this geothermal earth battery in here. This is the deck up here. That's a turkey that I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. I don't know, but that's embarrassing. It's completely messy in here. I'm ashamed. But there's only so much I can do. Being single, living in the woods. It's hard to get done all the projects. But this year, the sunken greenhouse is gonna get done. We have to get that done before winter because I want to cycle the hot air from the top of my house underneath the earth to help cool and also warm the greenhouse radiantly through all the dirt. This is my wood shed here. Now, I like to have this filled up fully before September. I'll burn this whole thing when it's full. It takes one of these fully loaded full of wood to heat my place all winter. But the nice thing is I don't have any costs, just my own labor, some gasoline for the chainsaw and some bar oil. But besides that, very minimal costs here. These are my chickens. Hey girls. That's Rusty the rooster. You can kind of see here, just starting to thaw down. This is my pond, my trout pond. This is going to be my third source of meat. So my first is deer. My second is going to be those meat chickens that I'm going to raise this summer. I get a lot of eggs from the hens, but having some fresh fish, specifically rainbow trout and brook trout, I think is going to be a big game changer this year for me and my diet. So let's take a walk across here. I had made this cool little bridge over here. It's kind of my chill zone, but as you can see, there's a lot of old wood that I need to burn. Oh my goodness. We had a pretty strong windstorm come through, and I guess it had blown this chair. One sec. Pretty good windstorm came and blew that swinging chair off the hinge, I guess, but kind of a cool grill that I had designed for your hot dogs or meat or steak. This is for the buns. Clearly you're gonna have your fire here. This is kind of your man flipper for serious grilling. It all fully takes apart as well, so you can take this all apart if you just want to have. That shouldn't be in there. There we go. It's an old tractor rim, fire pit. It's kind of where we chill out in the summertime, guys. Let's go over here. This is a pretty cool game changer for me, was this wood-fired hot tub. Light a fire in here and the water actually circulates through these copper coils, and as the water warms up, it starts to boil and starts coming out the top. And in the tub itself, I have a 12-volt bilge pump that I forcefully feed the hot water through the whole thing. So we're gonna get that up and going. It's just trying to find the time to do it all, you know. But let's go take a look at my solar system. This is my 8 kilowatt solar generation power station. That's what I power the homestead with. We're gonna go inside and take a look. I'll show you what it looks like in here. So, standard snowblower for those winter days, my Skidoo. It's not a new one, but it's a good one. Backup diesel for the generator. This is my Kubota 3-cylinder low boy diesel generator. So when it's super cold in the winter and the sun's not shining, this automated system turns on, charges my batteries, and then turns back off as needed. I'm not sure exactly how it all works. I'd purchased this used out of southern Alberta, so I have quite a few good skill sets, but unfortunately I don't know a whole whack load about electricity. That's just me being honest with you guys. But these are the gel batteries. This is how I store the power each and every day. So when the sun goes out at night, when the sun goes down at night, I can still have power inside the house because those batteries will be at full charge. This place is an absolute mess in here. I have to spend some time and get it sorted out. But that's kind of the quickie of my solar system. Let's go take a look over here. This big dirt mound, it's kind of an eyesore right now. I have to level it out a bit, but in here is a root cellar. That's right, some old onions and stuff I had in there. They're still good. I'm actually cooking a stew with them right now. But let's hop down there and let's take a look. I have a fan blowing, trying to get some of that cold air out of here. Ends up getting pretty damp in here when over winter time. It gets pretty damp, so you have to draw that moisture out, and my dehumidifier is just not working, unfortunately. But kind of neat. We're underground. Small pantry in here. I keep my potatoes, my carrots, and my onions all in here. Hopefully this year I'll be able to store more food, more canned goods, but I'm struggling to keep, you know, getting all the projects done in a timely manner. So it's a learning process as I go. You can only do so much, right? But overall, the root cellar is eight feet by 8 feet by 7 feet high, so it's pretty big. I had a little bit of some mice in the root cellar this year. They damaged some of my chickpea bags and stuff like that I had stocked up just on some store-bought items, but we got rid of them now. But one of those things, it's a learning process, you know, as you go. I've never had a root cellar, and I've never built a root cellar. So there's some changes I've liked to do to it now that I've been using it for a few years. But you know, it's a learning process. You can't figure it all out, you know. So in terms of revenue and how I kind of keep some of this going is I sell a bit of honey and eggs as well. But we're trying to figure out, I might be putting up like a honey house or something where I can have some people over and they can come pick up some honey at their, when they want it, right? So the bees are out, they're looking pretty good. I had one hive this year that didn't make it, unfortunately. These bees, I had left this, and oh, there's quite a few in there. I don't want to take these frames out, but this was all liquefied honey still from last year. Some good wildflower honey. I like to feed them this honey early in spring to help give them a good start on the year. A lot of people feed them sugar water, but that's just not my style, so I like to feed them their honey back. So I guess that's kind of like a little bit of my homestead, guys. It's been 4 years. I moved here in 2020. So this will be my 4th summer here, working around the homestead. I've built this all mostly with no help. Just did it all myself. So if you guys are thinking that maybe you might want to try homesteading or off-grid and you just can't fathom how much work it is, you just take it day by day, you know, and have fun with it. It's a learning process. I mess up all the time, and that's life. But yeah, you just gotta enjoy it, because I know I'm never gonna have today again. So we take it for what it is and we enjoy each day to the fullest, right? Anyways, that's a quick tour of my homestead and how I survive off-grid here in Northern Canada. I hope everybody's having a great day. If you haven't, please show me a little bit of love. Subscribe to the channel. Cash! Barking at something. All right, guys, peace out. Have a great one. Bye-bye.